Have you ever wondered how the Olympic Games, the biggest international sport event in the world, first started? Do you know the stories of the athletes who competed in the Olympic Games, or the challenges that the modern Olympic Games have faced? Today we will talk about the history of the Olympic Games and how their Greek origins to where we are today. The Olympic Games are not just a demonstration of athletic skill and noble pride, they are also a reflection of our history, culture, and values. Understanding the history of the Olympic Games can help us understand the struggles of our ancestors. The struggles of our ancestors, the unity of our world, and the potential of our human efforts. As a lifelong fan of sports and history, I have spent many hours reading about and watching the Olympic Games. In the following speech, we will explore how the Olympic Games started, problems within the modern Olympic Games, and what the Olympic Games are today. So let's get right into it. The Olympic Games originated in ancient Greece in the city of Olympia. The first record Olympian game was held in 776 BC. The games were held in honor of the Greek god Zeus and were part of a larger religious festival. The ancient Greeks believed that the Olympic Games were a means of honoring their gods and promoting physical fitness. The ancient Greek games featured sports such as foot race, long jumps, wrestling, and more. The stadium race is the oldest event. It involves running the length of the stadium, which was around 200 meters. In addition to the athletic events, there were also music and art competitions. The athletes who competed were all men who had to be free-born Greeks, and they could not have committed any serious crimes. For 1 month before and after the game, there was an Olympic race. This meant that all problems between different cities and states were stopped. This allowed athletes and spectators to travel safely and participate without fear. In 1894, the International Olympic Committee was created to promote the sports and organize the games. The first modern Olympic games were held in Greece in 1896. It featured 280 athletes from 13 countries competing in 43 events across 9 sports. Some of the major debates had involved politics, doping, and cost. Performance-enhancing drugs had been a problem in the Olympics for many years, so the International Olympic Committee issued drug testing and for athletes who tested positive. The cost of hosting the Olympic Games had increased over the years, which has placed a financial burden on many host cities. The current Olympic Games consist of 2 main components: the Olympic Summer Games and the Olympic Winter Games. The Summer Games are held every 4 years. The Winter Games are held every 4 years in between the Summer Games. Currently, there are 33 Olympic sports, which include skateboarding, sport climbing, and surfing. Athletes from around the world compete in the Olympic Games, such as, or each of them representing their country. There are individual and team events. The current Olympic Games are not only about sports, but about culture and cultural events about the host country. These events aim to promote mutual understanding, respect, and dialogue between different countries and cultures. The Olympic Trace seeks to promote peace and nonviolence during the Olympic Games. In conclusion, the Olympic Games have a rich history that spans over 2,700 years. We have seen how the ancient Olympics Games have a rich history and that span Olympic Trace seek to promote peace and nonviolence during the Olympic Games. In conclusion, the Olympic Games have a rich history that spans over 2,700 years. We have seen how the Olympic Games are deeply rooted in Greek culture and also learned about the effects to review the games in modern times and how they have grown and evolved in the global events that we know today. The Olympic Games are more than just a sport event. They represent the values of excellence, friendship, and respect. By learning about their history, we can appreciate the game's sacrifice and the role they play in promoting understanding among the nations. Thank you.